stipulate a command which does not give the freedom for the woman or the man to get out of there. She's doing it again. Every time I give an answer, you interrupt. I don't think you guys want to learn. When you ask a question, have the intention to learn.
Come on, man. No, but you're not. You're not listening either.
I'm listening. After you finish my answer, I'll give you the chance.
Okay, listen. You say it, and then I'll say what I gotta say.
Okay. First, let me ask you this: Do you think it's okay for a woman to remain in an abusive marriage?
No.
Okay. If there was no option for the woman other than being called an adulteress, yes? Do you think that is unfair?
Yes.
That's exactly the point he's making.
I got that 10 minutes ago, but what is the point? The point is therefore that Christianity is nonsense?
No, it's not.
No, but then what are you saying?
There are many
what is your
things.
real point? Because you just keep saying the same thing.
The point
but
is
what's
this.
The actual point.
The point is this. It cannot be from God if there is
So your
injustice
point,
in it.
therefore, is that Christianity isn't from God. No, but that's your point. That's what you're saying.
Why putting words in my mouth every time? Just ask me what the point is,
I'm asking
and
you,
I've
you
given
keep
you
saying the same
look. The
thing.
point is with regards to that particular verse. Okay, if you're saying the entire Christian religion, there are many holes I can pick in it.
There's so many holes in you.
Yeah, go on. Tell me one hole you can pick in
Women
Islam.
have barely any rights.
Have you actually read the Quran to make a point?
No, that is true.
Have you
They
actually?
can't drive. They can't do anything.
Oh, here comes the hit and run thing.
They can't go.
Here comes the hit and run. Why didn't you quote me a verse where it says you can't drive?
If I look at a region where there's less rights for women, it would be
Why don't you quote something from the Quran?
No, but it's true.
Where the rights of the woman been taken away?
Why
Instead
are
of
there
doing
women
it
in
to
power
run.
in any of your religions? Why are there no
Really?
women in power?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Show me.
Prime Minister lady.
No, wait. In America, in Australia, there's not a single prime minister or president or a woman.
There was a prime minister that was a woman, the last one that was in.
Really? Who elected her?
Julia
The
Gillard.
people?
She was
No,
in.
but did the people
But
elect
was
her
she
or the
allowed
party?
to be ruler?
Hold
was
on.
she allowed to in your
Did the
place?
party elect her or did the people
She's
elect
allowed to be
her?
in
There you go.
it.
What about America?
But I
Not a
just-
single woman.
I just want to know.
Are you going to
what
say
is-
America is not a Christian
I
country?
just want to know what is the point?
You know the fact you cannot look into my eyes and talk, and you always turn away. It just shows you got something to hide.
You're aggressive.
You got something to hide.
She's aggressive.
You got something to hide. You're the hit and run kind of person.
I also want the women dress more.
Honestly, it's fine.
Yeah.
By the way, are you guys Christian?
That doesn't mean we're a bit.
I'm
consider yourself a Christian?
I'm Lebanese, Druze. You know what that is?
I know it's the truth.
Okay.
But would you consider yourself a Christian?
No, I don't believe in any religion.
Okay, that's fine. What about her?
I agree.
Is she a Christian?
It's your Bible.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. But it doesn't
She's
say
like,
that
she doesn't believe in religion.
Yes,
I think it's all nonsense, to be honest. I really do.
Women was
It's the
made
biggest
for
cause
people.
of so much shit in this world.
Really?
I'm not even
So you're saying
Christian.
non-religious people do not cause any problems?
I think you guys
No, I
get
think religion.
Have you heard of Chairman Mao?
Religion
He killed
causes
more
a lot of
people. He's not religious.
I
religion
know, but
causes a lot
religion
of
causes a
problems.
lot of
Well,
problems.
non-religious people
Agreed?
call laws.
No, but religion causes problems. Agreed or not agreed? Agreed or
Religious
not
people
agreed?
and non-religious people cause problems.
I'm not saying that. Does religion?
No, but why you're being blind about the people who cause problems?
Most of
Like
the-
for example, who are non-religious, like
Yeah,
Chairman
well,
Mao,
most of
like
the
people
big
like
problems in
Hitler.
the world have been caused by religion.
These, come on,
Yeah.
you're telling me all these dictators, Chairman Mao, Hitler, are you saying they didn't cause any problems?
I'm not saying that religion only causes problems. I'm saying it causes a lot of problems.
Now you have corrected
No, he
yourself.
said they cause a lot of problems.
Because you said earlier, both of you said religious causes a lot of problems.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that non-religious people do not cause
You
problems.
believe in
We
that.
never said that though. It
By
said
the way, are you a Christian? You're not a Christian.
I don't believe in any of it.
Oh,
I
no
think
wonder.
Okay, there we go. Insult.
This is not the insult. The
guys
insult is
obsessed with
against
the
you
silly
guys.
words written thousands of years ago.
People who do not believe in any religion have always condemned religions. You know why? Because they consider the religions to be the main issues when they themselves do not acknowledge that non-religious people also cause problems, and they have caused bigger problems.
No, not they.
People like Chairman Mao killed, you know how many killed millions? More than Hitler. Maybe three times more than Hitler.
They equally cause problems.
People like Genghis Khan, people like these people, these were tyrants, dictators, they were not religious people.
But listen,
No,
let me ask you one thing.
Hitler was against like Jewish people and he was quite a
Yeah, but
Christian guy.
that's not from the basis
He was
of
a Christian
religion,
guy
was it?
though. Well,
Do
he
you think it
attacked
was on the basis
No,
of
but religion
religion?
causes a lot of
Probably
issues,
caused a
right?
bit of it.
But religion causes lots of problems, right?
Look, I'm not saying religious people are saints. I never said that. Neither do I intend to say that. What I'm saying is that you need to acknowledge that both people of religion and non-religion cause problems. However, if you look at religions, they do not say go and massacre people who are innocent. However, if you look at verses in the Bible, you will see women and children being massacred by the command of God. You will not find such a verse in the Quran.
Let me tell you,
I'm not even
I'll tell you what
against
you'll
you or
find.
any-
I'll tell you what you'll find in
any
the
other
Quran. I'll tell you the problem with Islam. Let me tell you.
Have you read the Quran?
I have read bits of it. Yeah.
Okay, which part of the Quran that you
No,
remember?
man, I'm not a fucking historian, but listen.
Well, you claiming that you know about the
but I'm telling
Quran.
you something. Yeah, just listen.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, the problem with Islam is the strict. If you follow the Quran strictly, it is a brutal book.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, give
And
me
let
one thing
tell
from
you-
the Quran that's
I'll
brutal.
tell you. So, when your enemy comes, kill them with so much vengeance and cruelty that they won't come again. That kind of stuff.
What would you do if your enemy comes to kill you in a war?
We don't have enemies.
It's just,
Wait.
I don't know. You
Are you
just
saying
don't want to.
are you saying that if you were in a war,
Yeah.
would you
But
not
you agree
kill?
that it says
no.
that? You agree it says that?
Look, it says that in the context of war.
Yeah.
But
What
people
would you do in the
follow
context
that.
of war?
But people follow that in the
No,
wrong
let me
way.
ask you. Let me ask the two of you. If the two of you,
Interpretation.
Of
Yeah,
course, but the whole
exactly, yeah.
problem
So-
is interpretation.
okay, but then
Everything
interpretation-
you read has your interpretation, my interpretation,
yeah.
But
your
then-
interpretation.
if you were in a war
Everything
and if
we
you
read
were in a
is-
war,
Can I
what
say
would you do
something?
to your enemy? Would you kiss them on the cheeks?
No, but you don't-
What would
I
you
don't
do,
know.
honestly?
I
What
don't
would you
know.
do?
It's too
Listen,
much.
So,
Too much.
if you-
The whole idea of a war is you
What-
get
what-
killed.
Yeah.
But there's something missing. Though. If I don't want to
Sure,
go too
yeah,
much
sure,
into
sure.
it, but if you continue that verse,
Yeah.
it's first of all, it's talking about so the context is in war,
Okay.
and it's about the enemies,
Yeah.
and then there's always this verse wherever you find them, kill them. It's not talking about random innocent people. It's talking about those people that are trying to kill you wherever you find them. Kill them.
Understand.
However,
And it's been
however, just
I
listen to
understand, yeah.
just listen to the rest of it. However, it says, however, if you have mercy upon them, then
Yeah.
God is all merciful. So look at God. Even in self-defense,
Yeah.
He's saying if you show mercy, because God
I
is
agree,
more
that's
merciful.
nice.
So what I'm
That's
saying
nice,
is, yeah. So we should also be careful of taking parts of the verses out. Now I'm not here
Yeah.
trying to make you Muslim or proof, but I'm just saying that. So again, we go back to the word
Yeah.
interpretation. Now anything.
It's not only interpretation, it's taking out of context.
Yeah.
Which is what you have done. By showing that the Quran, when you read it, is brutal, that is what you have done. You have taken it out of context.
It's an old, because it's
And I
never
can
been
Just
understand-
one verse without even realizing.
I can
the
understand
context.
why
And you say the Quran is
someone would come and read
That
it
is-
or
yeah.
parts of it.
No,
Or,
I can show you
but to be
the
honest, that's with everything in life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If I come and listen
I
to you
agree.
at one point, maybe you're angry,
Yeah.
you might say, but in that context, you had the right to be angry. If you see what I mean, I need to come and listen to you and see why you were angry,
Yeah.
what happened, and why you said that,
Yeah.
and then you might have the right to attack that other person. For
I'll tell you
example.
what, in any
So I think
context,
it's a very complicated thing.
It is complicated,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't just
That's
come
what I'm
and-
asking you.
You're right. Okay,
Would
what I
you,
was asking
as a
this
human
gentleman, I
being,
mean, to get not to
justify
get
any
too
context
sidetracked.
killing children?
No.
Exactly.
I was asking, what
Why
is
do
the
you
point?
ask
Like,
for
you kept saying, what's the
Because
point?
I
Like, his
wanna
point
know
about
context.
Christianity.
Why do you ask for
Is
context?
his point that it's wrong?
It seems
Is
like
his
you're
point
trying
that
to
everything's
imply that
wrong
in some
except
context
Islam?
is okay.
I'm
That
sure
for
I can
me,
find
Yeah.
the verse
for my
wrong.
understanding,
Yeah.
Islam is
So you
not
want
about
to find a
everyone
verse
else is
that-
wrong.
I will.
I
That's
can
kind of what I got
guarantee
from
you.
him.
you can
Whoa,
find-
whoa.
What's that book in the part of the book of the Quran that's really brutal to be?
There's no baby killing in the hadith or in the Quran, I can guarantee you that. But in the Bible, you'll find such a
But I'd
verse.
like to just move on to my original point, which was, what is the point? So the point is that Islam is the only religion? Because you were saying Christianity, you were saying, if Christianity is from God, why don't they allow women to get divorced? So what is that point? So the
My
point
point
is
is
that
this,
Christianity doesn't
if
exist.
Christianity is from God, if Islam is from God, if Judaism is from God, then God would be just with everyone.
So therefore you're saying they're not from God?
You ask me the question, let
Yeah,
me
but
finish.
I'm
You do
asking
this
you.
every time.
But you
When I
do
say
this
the first
every time.
sentence, you interrupt.
No, but you go around in a circle.
No, I don't. Because you don't listen. The thing is, you're looking for the next question already while I'm
No, it's
explaining
the
it to
same
you.
question.
Okay.
It's the same question.
So let me.
He understood my
I've
point.
repeated it 3 times. I'm
Okay.
repeating for the 4th
You don't
time
need to,
now.
but just answer the question.
I
Don't
am.
don't
If you
repeat.
listen, you will.
Okay, I'll listen one last time.
Okay, without interrupting.
Okay.
Good. Now listen. The point is this: if a religion
Yep.
claims it's from God,
Yep.
then God should be just with everyone.
Yep.
Whether it is, if the Muslims say that Islam is from God, then God should be just with the Muslims and the non-Muslims, because the true God will be just with everyone, regardless of your color, your background, your
Yeah.
religion, or whatever.
Yeah.
The quote that he made is from Matthew chapter 5 verse 32, where God does not permit divorce in any case. See, you're doing it again. I haven't finished
It's
yet.
called acknowledgement. I understand. Keep going.
My friend, let me finish. The words that he quoted, to which I responded, was
Yeah.
this: Matthew 5:32
Yeah.
does not permit the Christians to divorce in any circumstance except for marital, basically where there is a real adultery taking place.
Okay.
All right. This is the only. So, for example, if the husband beats the wife black and blue, they cannot get divorced. If the woman is being abusive to the husband, they cannot get divorced. The only way they can get divorced if there was marital unfaithfulness. Now, not only that, after the fact that they cannot get divorced, this woman, she can get separated, but she cannot get married again. So if, let's say, someone very young, at the age of 18 or 19, she gets divorced, she cannot now get married to anyone.
Okay.
because she has divorced.
Yeah.
And this has given her the label of an adulteress.
Okay.
Do you think that is just?
Nope.
Good.
So what's
That
the
was
point?
the point is this: God is unjust in this case.
So therefore-
which was my
so
original
therefore
point,
Christianity
that if
is-
God is
so
just, He should
therefore-
be just with everyone.
Understand. So therefore, can I speak? Sure. Okay. I understood everything.
You got the point I made, yeah? About being
No,
unjust.
I mean, as a Muslim, I kind of look, maybe at the time of Prophet Jesus, maybe there was that commandment, or the time of Prophet Moses, because look, we have to understand something. The intellect developed with time. So our intellect is very different to the first man of Adam. And from Adam to the people of Moses, their intellect, if you know, that's why, as Muslims, you see, we miss this point. Why do we believe that the Quran was the final book? Because God's will, from God's wisdom, He knows that humans reached the kind of like the maximum potential to understanding and to intellect. So possibly that's why some rulings in Christianity are different to the rulings in Islam, because at that time, to the level of their understanding, that was the correct way for them to follow. So
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
However, it looks like you haven't read the whole context of it, because during the time of Moses, divorce was permitted.
to be honest,
No, but hear me out. Yeah. You're saying it's an evolution.
My
It's not
point
an
is,
evolution.
my point is, because look, if you look at the Quran, it says
Moses came 1400 years before Jesus.
My friend, if you look at the Quran, the one verse says, "Do not come near prayer if you drink." Right? So what does that mean? That means some people were Muslims and they were drinking. But then in a later verse, after a few years, what did that? It said drinking is forbidden for you.
You're talking about abrogation. This is completely
But
different.
what I'm trying to say is that therefore certain things do change with time, of course under the will of God. So maybe I'm not here to say maybe at the time of Judaism or Christianity there were divorce or there wasn't divorce. That's not my point.
There was
I'm
divorce,
saying-
that's what I'm telling you.
my
It's in the
point
Bible
is
itself.
That's not something to prove to disprove a
Exactly.
religion. That's
Exactly.
my point.
No,
That's
hold
my
on.
point too.
So you're saying that if someone who basically, like for example, Jesus, he followed the law, the Mosaic law, which permitted divorce.
If it did permit,
It did permit. I'm telling you, it's in the Bible, in the same verse.
Yeah.
Okay, and then later on, according to the New Testament, they claim that Jesus made this claim.
Well, then there's distortion.
Let me finish.
I
My
completely
friend,
agree with you.
I listen to you.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, with all due respect. Matthew 5:32 in that book basically says that divorce is now not permitted. I'm asking, look at the reality, okay? From the point of this New Testament onwards, the Christians are not allowed to divorce anymore, regardless of the circumstance. The only circumstance they're allowed to divorce is marital unfaithfulness. I'm telling you, look around. Do you think that is practical?
But you know what's smart is that they do it anyway and they don't follow it strictly.
That's not called smart.
That's smart. That is smart. That's
no,
the
that is
point.
called you actually
the
have no option but to go against the law of God.
you have
You
an
see what I
option.
mean? If you look at the reality, go to any divorce lawyer, yes, they'll tell you the reasons for divorce. There are several reasons which are legitimate for which the male and the the husband and the wife
My
also
friend,
divorce.
if in the, as you said, in the original Testament, it did say that divorce is allowed, and then later on, a New Testament shows us, then there's distortion here. But what my point is,
Sorry, distortion by whom?
someone must have distorted it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't see it as distortion, they see it as a direct command from God.
Okay, well,
And that is why I'm saying, if you look at it, if you look at the practicality of anyone today who says that there should be no divorce, they'll say, no, this is an unjust law.
You're 100%
And that is
right.
what I'm saying.
You're right.
That is exactly what I'm saying. If you claim a book is from God, then giving an unjust law
So
to
you're-
something that is
so you're
to something that
therefore
is
saying that the book is not from
that
God.
is quite evident throughout societies today, whether you're religious or non-religious, where divorce should be permitted in a case which is legitimate. And to stop them from this, to stop a woman who's being abused by her husband saying, no, you should not be divorced because the religion says so, and there's something wrong here.
Muslims in Norway are now establishing a masjid and dawah center to enhance the Norwegian dawah. If you donate to this cause, you will inshallah reap the rewards of thousands of Muslims coming back to Islam, and many of those will become du'at and invite to Islam. So click the link and donate now and share the video for extra reward.